Oh, another aphorism. Um, what is it? Smart doesn't matter. It's nice to be smart, but all kinds of people of very average intellect and poor education, sometimes no education, like no schooling or anything, can't read or write, get enlightened. So being smart isn't a prerequisite to spiritual progress. And it can be, when taken into excess, it can be a hindrance. Then we're trying to empty the mind. And if you've got all this information that you're storing and thinking about and everything, that's just more you gotta like get rid of, basically. And also too much wisdom, like wisdom in excess, can lead to weaponizing smartness. You use your wisdom as a weapon to make other people look dumber, or win a debate, or show how smart you are, and all that. So it can lead to pride. The wisdom is supposed to be balanced with faith, effort, mindfulness, and concentration. When all five are balanced, then you wake up.
Those are the 5 controlling faculties?
5 controlling faculties.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And if you got a whole lot of one and not very much of any of the other ones, well, that's not good. You want them all to come into parity, kind of. So,
can you name them again? I'm always so bad at remembering those.
Okay, it's Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. Faith or confidence, so effort or energy, it's sometimes called, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Faith, like in Buddhism, faith is less of the kind of blind faith. And the reason they call it confidence is, like the Buddha said, don't take my word for that this stuff is good for you that I'm talking about. Try it out. And if you find that it works for you and leads towards, wholesome states and good behavior and all that, then, keep going. So that's confidence. That's how you build confidence, as opposed to faith. Confidence is based on experience. And like if you hear about an insight meditation retreat for the weekend or something, and you've never done it before, and you go and do it and feel really good about it, and it settles down your anxiety, and you kind of feel freer and happier and everything. Well, that's going to build confidence. I mean, a lot of times, and a lot of teachers, like if somebody comes to a meditation center or something like that, but they're only going to be there a couple of days, well then, or they come to a retreat and they can't stay, they're just going to be there a short time, or it's a very short retreat or something. You want them to have a good experience. So you might give them loving kindness meditation, and then they start feeling dreamy and happy and floaty and calm and everything. Well, then they'll come back because they had a good experience. If you have them walk and sit 18 hours a day in silence, and they have no prior experience or something, that can be pretty brutal. And a lot of people, it's like, okay, well, that's enough of that. I just want to feel good, you know. So really, retreats and things are for kind of experienced yogis. But I've heard of people, a lot of people, somebody tells them, oh, you ought to do it, and they sign up for a 10-day retreat and they somehow make it through, and they even liked it. So I'm always amazed at that. I wouldn't have liked it if that's the way I had gotten introduced to meditation.
But gosh, David, didn't you go, somebody told you about Sri Lanka and you just went without knowing anything about it. And now you're in a, 4x7 kuti on a cement floor. That kind of seems like the most extreme.
Yeah, but I mean, I went to Sri Lanka. I went to Island Hermitage. I got a 20x20 kuti or something. This is where I first went. And there were other Westerners there, and we talked sometimes and that. And then I went into town and bought some books and pens and things. Came back. I mean, it was kind of gradual. It wasn't like going on a 10-day. I mean, it was, challenging, but it wasn't like getting locked in a building for 10 days of, walking and sitting. People were meditating at Island Hermitage, but not that hardcore in most cases anyway. Then later I went to my teacher's center and got the 4x7 kuti, but I'd been meditating for more than 6 months, daily, 3 or 4 hours at least, So then the transition wasn't so tough. Plus I was 26. That really helps.
What was the name of your teacher's place again?
Kandabuddha.
Oh, Kandabuddha. Okay.
Yeah. It was a Mahasi center, founded in person by Mahasi Sayadaw.
Wow.
Yeah. My teacher was a longtime student in Burma of Mahasi Sayadaw.
Ah.
And then they thought, he said, oh gosh, or maybe Mahasi told him there wasn't any Vipassana meditation in Sri Lanka at the time. Somehow the idea came up, oh, you should start it there, get it going there. But when he came back from Burma after like 10 years or something like that, Mahasi Sayadaw and about at least six other top Sayadaw, teachers in the Mahasi lineage came also. And they, started this, the Sri Lankans had built a meditation center for them. And they just started giving courses and putting people through it.